Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Chuck Finle's Play Sonic Adventure 2, Part 12. Or 13, excuse me. Alright, so, as you can see,
This is Rouge. I have located Eggman's base and will proceed to enter it now. I hate to say it. I guess I'm going to have to find that key first.
alright, so, as you can see, these storylines along the main storyline, the main story would be, it's not like any one character storyline like in Sonic Adventure. It's just one story, and it's what they were doing during it, which each, I guess, faction was doing during it. And so the hero side story starts a little bit later in the storyline. I would definitely say the story would start around the same time as the would start kind of, well, it's not, it's kind of hard to explain, what I'm trying to say and put it into words. It's almost like the, oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, sometimes it will be on this fin, and ain't been on that fin in a long time, so I was kind of, I was thinking it was on top of the head. But instead of color-coded rooms, these are different names for these chambers. So the pick nails, you can dig into the ground or walls, like dig in the action window, or simply press the circle button. So these are the shovel claws for Rouge. She uses her feet to dig instead of her hands like Knuckles does. And to get away from this beetle, the security drone, because if you get out of it, if you are not in one of these shadows and you're not crouching, you don't even have to be crouching. You can keep moving around as long as you're in one of these shadows. It won't be able to see you. If you do get caught by it, there will be these lasers that. Well, let's see if I try to show it off really quickly. Come on, buddy. See it start to, well, it'll start beeping, and then there will be about 10 lasers come out of nowhere and then zap you, and so that will of course be a pain in the ass, because it will obviously hurt you and make you have damage. But this one is a lot more difficult than the death chamber, emerald-wise or key-wise, because there's a lot more rooms and a lot more areas where they could be at. This definitely isn't as a lot more easier than Knuckles having to treasure hunting. You know, some levels will be a lot easier, like let's see. Like Dry Lagoon compared to Wild Canyon, but some places like Death Chamber won't be as easy as uh, as death. Totally forgot what it was. Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah. This the desert level 4. Just trying to find the keys is a pain in the ass. Either way, no matter which character you use. And let's see. Here we go. It's usually just like in Wild Canyon, if it isn't, or not Wild Canyon, but that Death Chamber, if it isn't on the lower one, it's usually on the one right above it. And that kind of stuff just makes both of these levels a pain in the ass to get through. And just like Omochow said, the beetle will shoot its lasers at you if you're not careful. Sometimes the emeralds will be in that room where you get the pick nails. If it's not in there, it's usually in and you've already found it in room green or red. It's usually in whichever one you haven't been in yet, or in an adjoining room. I guess that's how you call it. A room that connects. Kind of like one of these little hallways. Or in this main red chamber. It's usually around here somewhere, up on the wall, or hidden in one of these hieroglyphs. But the main storyline, I don't want to get too far off that, is it starts with the dark side story, but it's not like Sonic Adventure and you can just say, oh, well, Sonic's story was the right one, or the main story, and everyone else's story was just kind of where they were through it. It's a lot more complicated than that. But let's see, it's got to be in this room. Well, I'll go ahead and use the. I don't want to mess around here. Dark chow. Okay. It's usually if it's in any hieroglyph, it's usually on a chow. And what they mean by dark chow is just a chow that's in a shadow. And you can see there's a Sonic hieroglyph. Let's see, somewhere. Not over there. Aha, here we go. You can't dig onto that wall, but let's see. Nope. Let's see. Aha, here we go. So it's just a chow hieroglyph in shadow, and they make that as a dark chow for whatever reason. But yeah, the storylines again, just to sum it all up, because I'm all over the place.
Not too bad, I guess.
Right now, the storyline isn't like one character over another character, and one side is right, and it's just kind of their events through it. It's the main storyline of the Robotnik trying to freeing Shadow, using the Ark to take over the world, and then it's just everybody else's where they were throughout that story. That's pretty much the best way to describe it. It's not any one character that's their version of the story is right. It's none of that. It's just where everybody was taking place. So if you notice, Sonic's story the hero side story takes place a lot later in the storyline than everybody else's, or than the dark side story, because Sonic doesn't get in trouble until after Shadow breaks in and steals the Chaos Emerald. But anyway, I'll go ahead and give this to you, and we'll go on. Alright, so I didn't want to end it here just yet. It's kind of a little early. I only messed around on that key level.
It's a space
And so at the start the uh, of the last level, can't even remember what its name is right now. Rouge was talking to somebody.
This is the Space Colony Ark. I have to locate the central control room that Shadow mentioned before he left.
And she's supposed to be a secret agent working for the government. It doesn't say, you know, which government, but the same one that the president that Sonic and Tails was looking for owns. And so she was that secret operative or whatever that the president's aide was referring to. Alright, so as you can see, this place isn't as brightly lit as it was for Tails during his venture through the space colony, and there's a lot more robots around, but that'll happen either way. It's not like the road to Hidden Base where Robotnik knocked a lot of the. There's a bat up there. That's the only reason why that platform is there. But like I said before, you don't want bats, so don't worry about it. But it isn't like the road to the Hidden Base where Robotnik cleaned out a lot of the gun robots. This is just, you know, they're always going to be here, just in different parts of the ship. And I know. Yeah, here we go. Just jump here, and this is where we'll get the jet engine. This allows you to hover, and then we'll be able to get out of here like that. And this is actually very useful to go after. And don't forget to go over here, go after these rings if you care. You can just turn around from the start if you wanted to do that. Anyway, so yeah, this one is definitely a lot more difficult because there's a lot more locked doors initially, and there's a lot more buttons and certain. Well, I believe you can actually go back up there to that. Oh crap! No, you can't. So I have to make sure not to die. So yeah, just be careful about that one. If you do see it, make sure to hit it before going off. But you can see there's a lot more locks on these doors, and you have to stop to unlock them. And a lot more gun robots. And it would seem that Robotnik did actually clear out a lot of them. Oh yeah, most definitely. This is actually, yeah, this is why you don't want to hold it for too long, especially while there's enemies that can shoot at you. Should have probably got a 10,000, but maybe not, or 1,000, excuse me. Alright, so there are a lot of robots that will pop out of nowhere and get you, so always be on the lookout for that. And this is another area where you can rack up a lot of score. Just lock on and then just keep moving around in circles. Even if the robots have already passed you, you'll still be able to lock onto them, but only for a little ways. You know, you won't be able to lock onto every one of them that passes you. Just if they immediately pass you, then you can. And there is Big Cat sitting in that little wedge there, if you saw him. There are, as I've said in the beginning of the Hero Side story, there are a lot of areas where Big is. You just have to find them. And I've tried to show them off, but I don't even know where they all are, so it's kind of pointless for me to try to show it off or even offer to do that. And that's another good area too. Oh, that'd have been bad. Come on. Yeah, that'd have been bad if I'd fell off that. But I lost all my rings, but the score is really what I'm worried about. And robot in your face as soon as you open the door. A couple more robots back there, up above us. And that's pretty much it. You know, it's not that difficult of a, well, it is, but there's another space level that Robot will have to go through later that's going to be a lot more difficult than this one.
Now you know why I am the best.
This one is one of the very few levels at the beginning anyway that you can actually go for. Excuse me, that you can actually go for the A rank easily on. There will be one more level. Then it just gets way difficult to get all of the A ranks for robotics levels. But anyway, thank you for watching. The challenge of the video is how many let's see, what did I even do? How many times did I run into a shadow to avoid how many times did I run into a shadow as Rouge? Thank you for watching. Until next time.